This time on Loving Cars, we look at the reason why do car journalists and car manufacturers measure boot space in liters instead of centimeters and meters. That's next on Loving Cars. The unit of measurement is quite confusing and different depending on which part of the world you're actually living, meaning which country you are actually living. For example, in South Africa, we use the matrix system, whereby we measure distance in centimeters, meters, and kilometers. However, in the United States of America, they use what we call the imperial system, where they measure distance in yards and miles, and feet. If you want to put it in that way, I mean, who cares? This is quite confusing. Why would you put a foot down to measure the distance? However, when it comes to the car measuring system, every single country in the world use the same measuring system or the measuring volume unit, which are liters. But it's quite confusing too, because liters are usually used to measure liquids instead of something that is solid or is sitting stationary in one place. So why do car journalists and car manufacturers measure car boot space in liters? Well, let's answer that question and stop going around the corner or around the bush, if you want to put it in that way. If you have time, take a ruler or take a measuring tape and try to measure the amount of space that you have in your car boot. You would actually try to find or realize that it's quite impossible for you to do that. Therefore, the reason why car journalists and car manufacturers measure car boot space in liters is because it's quite convenient and a bit easier to measure the space you find in the boot of a car using liters instead of centimeters and meters, because the space and the design and the corners that are actually made in the car are not equal, and many car boots are usually constructed and built in such a way that they have complicated shapes that can never be measured by a measuring tape. For example, the space where your spare wheel tire actually stay and mount is circle, so you cannot measure that with a measuring tape, and you cannot take a measurement of a circle and you measure it together with a measurement of a square shape. It becomes complicated and confusing, which is why it's quite easier for you to measure everything in liters. Yes, in real life and in practicality, you cannot take liters of water and dump them in the boot of your car to see if really your car can carry 300 liters of water. Well, that will just flood your car and you'll look stupid. So the reason why car journalists and car manufacturers measure boot space in liters is because it's quite convenient and easier to do it in that way instead of measuring it with the normal measuring system that we actually use. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what I have for you on Loving Cars today. My name is Edwin. Make sure that you hit the plus button right here on this particular video if you liked it. For more awesome videos, this is Loving Cars, and like my YouTube page is called Loving Cars. Subscribe it so that you don't miss any of the most or more awesome videos. Stay tuned. Bye bye.